let's hear what Coach NTSEKI had to say in the match versus We'll start with Steve Barker, then we'll go into molefi NTSEKI and what he had to say regarding the match. So let's hear what Steve Barker had to say, then we can go from there.
It's a difficult one to take, the loss, just considering what happened. So I thought the first half, I knew that with a big crowd and Chiefs in Cape Town and that the first 10 to 15 minutes would be a bit chaotic. I instructed and told the players that just see out that first 10, 15 minutes, the game will settle, and then you'll start getting more control of the game and the ball. And yeah, after the first 10 minutes, there was only one team on the pitch, first half especially. We created all the chances. I felt that they didn't really know what they wanted to do in their build-up. There was a lot of transition moments that we put pressure on them, and a couple of half chances. Obviously, we created all the opportunities, although not too many on target, but a little bit unlucky not to, in my opinion, have got more from the first half. So we came in half-time. I was well pleased with the way we had sort of handled the first half. And I came out second half, and again, I felt that we were the team who seemed to be the one that were more in control, that sort of kept the ball sort of moved them around. Then yeah, they got a bit of a break there with the build-up where Janino Palace just sort of missed one and opened up the pitch for them, and then yeah, probably one has to say really moment of brilliance for their goal. From that distance to hit it in that manner in the top corner, well done to Modi. It was a really good goal. Sometimes you can't always cater for those. Moment of brilliance. And then obviously the red card then soon thereafter obviously put us even more a little bit on the back foot. It's always difficult coming into these press conferences not having seen or watched, but in my opinion, I don't know, the first yellow I thought was maybe soft just from where I saw it, and then the second one, it's a bit of a same narrative as last season. I don't know where the fourth official speaks to the ref, because he wasn't, in my opinion, going to give the yellow. Our players heard him then speaking on conversing, so I don't know where the fourth officials look at the monitor and then say yes, give the yellow, or not give the yellow. I'm not too sure how it works, but it took a long while, and there was a conversation held, and then obviously got the second yellow, which then we're down to 10 men. Even then, I still felt that we were the team that may be the one that, was the team that was the braver of the two to try and get back into the game. Obviously, we had to make a couple of changes, a little bit Sunday in mind, but also at the same time wanting to get a result from this match, which I felt we could have. Again, we were a little bit vulnerable on transition. Obviously with one man down, and tried to get an equalizer, so there were moments where they looked a bit dangerous maybe to get the second, so for them to get it from a set piece was a bit disappointing. But yeah, it would be nice to finish a game with 11 men against Chiefs. It's been a while. Yeah, that must be our first objective next time we play. But if you play this game 10 times, on the evidence that was shown this evening, we win it more often. So I cannot complain about the performance and the will to try and get something from the match. So I've just got to, obviously it's a big game on Sunday, so 2 back-to-back losses, both a little bit tough situations on the weekend against SuperSport. Again, a bit of a tough one tonight. But the players, they just continue to really keep on pushing. One must not forget, we have lost key players also. There's a lot of new players that have been brought in, people like KG, Sehoana, people like Rulani said that it takes a while for them to sort of get up to speed and fit into our system and that. But I've got no doubt that once everybody has settled in, I think after Sunday we have a FIFA break, it'll be good for us. But yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed in the result this evening once again. I again feel that we deserve more from the match.
Okay, let's hear from Coach NTSEKI.
Coach, with your name and your publishing house. Coach, perhaps we could have started. Firstly, congratulations on the victory tonight. Maybe just your thoughts on the 90 minutes.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, congratulations, Kaizer Chiefs. I think it is a very important win. Coming into this game after we played Amazulu, the turnaround period was very short, but I think we kept our players focused coming into this game. We did what needed to be done in terms of freshness, physical freshness, but you could see even today the quickness and the speed from Stellis whenever they are in possession, we had to deal with. And I think the players, the boys, the team did very well to keep the structure. And I think we need to congratulate Brendan Peterson for the good work, the good shift that he had to put in today. He kept us in the game, and the offensive players also are credited for them taking their chances and scoring goals. So we are happy that we scored the goals and we did not concede, and we have got 6 points in a row.
Thank you. We'll take questions from the floor.
That's your first question.
Coach, good luck. Just one question to the second question as well. It looks like there is a game of the pre-season and today's match. There seems to be some cohesion. I'm looking at the in front, Khoza, Dupree, look at in the midfield, you look at there's something that is cooking out there. Is this something that you'll be working on during the week? Is it a pre-season thing that is coming up now?
I think the most important thing in a game of football, you can do whatever tactical work at training, you can do whatever physical work at training. But the most important thing, I think, for us was more of a mental strength in terms of where we come from. When you talk of our tactical understanding, like I said, you can work on anything at training, but the biggest test will be taking that into the game. And I think you can see the boys are improving. We are improving as a team in possession, out of possession. And we are also looking very good during transition moments, whether we are defending a transition or we are in attack of a transition. I think over time we'll get to where we are heading in terms of that individual confidence and also that tactical understanding of the team in possession and out of possession. And also, I think I need to add in terms of our set plays. We are now scoring goals from the set plays, which is also a way of winning games. If you can't win the game during open play and you have drilled and worked very hard on your set plays, the mentality, the aggression that is needed, the technical execution works out, and then you'll be able to score these important goals.
Okay, there we have it. Coach NTSEKI, molefi NTSEKI ola, molefi NTSEKI loti. Yegen NTSEKI. Talking to us there. I don't know, man. Whenever I hear Coach NTSEKI speaking, it sounds like he's analyzing the game. He's not necessarily telling us what was happening. Okay, so let's speak about the game very quickly. Then I'll let people in. For me, we didn't play well yesterday. We didn't play well. You could tell that Coach Barker had a plan coming into this game. Coach Barker did two things that I saw tactically. He came in and he pressed out defense because for some reason we try play out from the back even though our defenders are not comfortable with the ball at their feet. So he pressed us very high, but also he defended in a 4, but then it became a 3 with one guy just sitting right behind the defense. And that was to stop any balls that were going to come in behind the defense. So if you saw Abu Dupre were forced to go wide, Abu Dupre were forced to hold the ball. I saw Dupre crossing a few times the ball because they didn't have the space in behind as they normally did. And last night during the watch-along, there was Patrice who said something very interesting during the halftime analysis. He said that, Chiefs is going to win the match, but it's not going to come from them playing well. It's going to come from individual brilliance. And individual brilliance is what took us over the line. He even said that the coaches are going to abandon whatever tactics were had there, and they're going to pull us through the match. So if you saw Modi came inside for his goal, took a shot, It was a goal that was scored. Then we had the set play goal. But it wasn't a game that you could write home about. Also, Chiefs still doesn't know what they're meant to play and how they're going to play it, right? And I'll explain it like this. It's half and half. We have really fast, pacey players on the pitch, and then we decide to play the ball slowly from the back. By the time we get the ball up, the 2, 3, 4 minutes it takes to get the ball up, our attacking players are already out, right? And then they are forced to do things like Dupré crossing the ball. Dupré put in maybe 2, 3 crosses in the match. And that just means that you're crossing to Potsane and Modi, versus tall defenders. What are they going to do? We got into a situation. Umtansane still doesn't know what he's going to do in the team. If you guys can tell me what the plan is with Umtansane, I know they try and cheat and make him run out to the wings so that Potsane can run in the middle. But for most of the time, he's lost. And he's a player that I believe needs other players around him that he can knock the ball around with. Saw the goal with Modi, came closer to Modi. Modi came inside. They played the 1-2, boom, goal. But him running alone and him playing on the wing and him doing all that stuff, for most of the match, he wasn't there. Our midfield, still, there's no discipline between our 2 6s. Who's going to stay when we go forward? Both Mart and Castillo leave that place and go forward. And they gave Stellenbosch a lot of time there in the middle. Our defense, I've said before, the 2 guys in the middle are very good. Very good. Dikokwe and Simango are very good. The issue comes if you're able to pull one of their left or right backs out and make them leave their positioning, they start falling apart. And there were many times where Stellenbosch players had time to shoot, had time to watch the ball. They were ball watching. Our defense was ball watching. And Stellenbosch really should have scored 2, 3 goals in that first half. So I understand Coach Barker when he's saying that, "Hey guys, we should have closed that game off." Right? They were the only team there for much of the game. But yeah, that was what it did. But Oksalayo, 2 goals, 2-0. We got the 3 points. We're currently sitting 5th. I think it's a good confidence booster, if anything, that we got the points. We've now scored 5 goals in 2 games. Both games haven't been convincing, but Oksalayo, confidence-wise, it's a nice boost, especially heading over to go play Sundowns this weekend. So I'm going to open up and we're going to speak about what we saw in this game. Let me see. On the list here. And then let me just bring in people that haven't spoken yet. Okay, there we go. Amutrichi, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you, my
man?
brother?
How are you?
Hey, 3 points is deposited. 3 points. I'm happy about
good,
the 3
man.
points.
I'm good.
Not so much about the play. What do you make of our game versus Stellenbosch?
Super. Let me sing first. For us that were at the stadium last night, that was the vibe. That was the vibe. My brother. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm not convinced yet. There's still a lot of work to be done by Kaizer Chiefs. You know, when you come to Cape Town and play against a team like Stellenbosch, at the moment I think Stellenbosch is the best team in Cape Town at the moment, and they've improved a lot. They've improved a lot. There's no big names in that squad, but they play for each other. You understand? They play for each other. That captain of them, Van Rooyen, he's a marvel to watch. That guy, he's a marvel. With Umte and Adams in the middle, they gave us problems. Yeah, man. So we as equal, I feel we go into a game with the tactic of we're gonna catch them on a transition. We go into it saying that we've got pacey forwards. So we're going to use Utopri, we're going to use Modi, and we're going to use Upotsane as our guys. When we get the ball, we just play a long ball, and then they're going to run to it. But even that tactic is not working for us. You understand? It's not working for us because at times, man, you'll see Tupri plays as a false nine. He'll get out of his position and run to the left. While he's running to the left, he runs onto the ball. Umodi is too late to get into the final third. Upotsane is too late into the final getting into the final third. We did it very well when we played against Amazulu, but you know, in Cape Town we got. I'm not being racist or anything, but Amakalata yabaleka, my bro. Those guys can run. You understand? So if we're going to go with a tactic like that, then we need the guys like Abo Yusuf Mart to come to the party. I have a big problem with that guy this season. I have a big problem with Umar this season. He's not giving us anything. He's complacent. He's slow. He doesn't think on his feet, man. He thinks the ball is there. He doesn't. He's not like Castillo. I strongly feel Castillo is a number 8 for me because Castillo's not going to tackle for you. He's not going to do tackles for you. But once he gets the ball, he's going to play. You understand? So with yesterday's game, we were very lucky. Big up to Brendan for helping us. It's about time that he does help us. You understand? It's about time that he does help us. Our two center backs, those guys, as you said, they are very good. Ne? But they are slow. Number one, they are slow. So you can't be playing a guy like Ukwinika on the right hand side when you have two slow center backs. Play Frosler and play Solomons. Guys that can track back, run up and down. You understand? Guys that can be there when we need them. You understand? Because you've got center backs. You've got two center backs that are ball playing center backs. Yeah, bro.
I'm gonna come back.
So I feel
I'm gonna come back for the tactics for Chiefs. Let me just let everybody in. Starboy, what did you see from the match? Oh, Starboy. Okay, we'll come back. Vutare, what did you see from this match? Chiefs, Stellenbosch, welcome.
Oh, hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, because I'm driving. Look, for me, I told you yesterday, with regards to Chiefs, we don't know what the team is trying to do. Do you want to play low block and move out on transition? Do we want to play good football? What do you want to do? You can have fast wingers, you can have fast players up front, but still play good football if you have the structure and you know what to do as a coach. But I feel like our coach doesn't know what to do. Our center back is solid. I didn't understand why they played Ukwinika instead of Usolomon because for I know Usolomon can add numbers going forward and he's able to come back and help, as Orichi said. Maybe he wanted Ukwinika to stay solid. They wanted to play a flat 3 that is not visible. That is a flat 3 that when Frosler moves up, then to remain as a flat 3. But what are you trying to do? Like yesterday, my man, it was a frustrating game to a point where it seems like we're watching a marathon or we're watching. Hey, for me to analyze a game like that, we will speak of what Chiefs supposed to do, but what have we seen doing? How did we score? Then you ask yourself, if you go forward to a next game, what are you going to learn from this game? For me, there's nothing that we're going to learn from this game. It's a team that was disorganized, that it happens that we scored. And again, I feel like you have Uka Stilo, no Mart, no Mduduzi. You see, I'm Mtanzan. Yeah. For me, I feel like the frustration that is happening with Mtanzan, it's gonna happen with Nkosing Novo. Same thing that's gonna happen to Shabalala. Because those guys are ball players. They need to pass the ball around for them to be effective.
Yes.
But if you have a ball that we start from the back, 1-2, coach, defender, player. Goalkeeper, defender, goalkeeper, boom. What do you expect Mtanzania to do? The ball doesn't even get seen. Sometimes it goes directly to Castillo. Castillo, because he's a good passer of the ball, shoots the ball up front. So, what are we expecting from our 10s? We go out and go look for good 10s. We have good 10s. We have skillful 10s that can build a game from anywhere. But those 10s can't be effective. Like the ball that we play. Tanzania, yes, he's there, but he's getting frustrated. Let's be honest. You'll find him now playing as a wing. You can't expect Tanzania to play as a wing to cut in. Who's going to be our creative player? When he introduced Shabalala, same thing. Shabalala now gets frustrated, now pushes to the wing. What can Shabalala do in the wing? Because he's not a fast player, he's a brain kind of a player. He doesn't know what to do because there's no structure for him to work. I so wish like Chiefs now is frustrating me to a point where I think they should have just kept Zwane. Zwane, there's games where you see what to do. Zwane, he knows when to play Nkosing Pilengovo and according to how the structure of the team is. Nkosing Pilengovo last season played. There were important games that Nkosing Pilengovo played. You could tell that Nkosing Pilengovo is in the game. He knows how to play in those half spaces. But do we even play half spaces? So Chiefs is so frustrated to a point where I feel like to analyze Kaizer Chiefs, it's like where take us one from, and we used to have this thing with him tapping when the ball gets at the back, we shoot. When it gets at the back, we shoot. In that direction. That's what Chiefs is doing. And you listen to the coach, they ask him about this, what he's trying to do in the game. You realize whatever he's doing is what we are doing. He doesn't tell us what he was doing. He doesn't tell us the plan going forward. It's like he's a fan that is analyzing what the next team is doing. He's the coach. He doesn't really understand himself what he's trying to do. So for me, I feel like it's high time where as Kaizer Chiefs fans or as Kaizer Chiefs management, to be honest, you know, sometimes I start having my conspiracy theories of saying maybe they brought Unsiki because they didn't want to terminate his contract. They know Guti maybe. I so wish this is true. Maybe they were waiting for for his contract to expire at Sundowns. Maybe they will go for him because what we see in Kaizer Chiefs, we're gonna get frustrated.
Let me jump in. We're gonna come back. Let me jump in. Let me just get everybody in. Khoza, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Mr. Oti.
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm more than how are you?
I know. I'm on 3 points. We're gonna tear it apart. My 3 points in Genile, so I'm happy. What do you think of the match we play?
I was about to say, Al-Navar. This team has been losing, but this team has been struggling to score. And they finally scored 5 goals in 2 games. Just like Pirates and Sundowns. They are free scoring. This is the free scoring Kaizer Chiefs. No, now all you're doing is complaining.
We're discussing. We're discussing, not complaining.
Sorry. Pitso. Even though he did have a mistake yesterday and the referee bailed him out where he was supposed to catch the ball, all round, Peterson has been coming through for each Chiefs, you understand? Just like yesterday, there were some shots that would have went in if it was for other goalkeepers, and people would be blaming the defense because the defense was really letting him down. And he made some great saves. So I think he also deserves props nyana for his performance yesterday. Then when it comes to Ukwinika, I think it's an attacking option that they're trying to go around, because they can see when they have Kwenika, Diklokwe, Castillo, and Mosimane, suddenly a set piece is a real avenue for each Chiefs, you understand? Unlike when you have Solomons and Ufrosla, relatively short. So once you have a Kwenika, I saw Bashaplis Timela Samashangane there. And Mosimane was losing the defender every time, every chance. I was actually impressed. Why touch a defense? If he just gets a pinpoint cross, it's a goal. You understand? So maybe preparing for his Sundowns, they thought, okay, let's have Kwenika in and let's work on those set pieces so that against Sundowns we can at least win 2-1 through a set piece. Tanzania, I think he let down the coach yesterday. There were so many balls that he got in good spaces. He was supposed to play the right pass, and he would just pass the opponent. Understand? There were so many through balls, which they could have released to Pre, they could have released to Modi. They were just passing the defense directly when they hit the ball. Mart needs some serious competition there, or needs to be tested, because I don't think he's a horrible player, but I think he's been giving us some horrible displays.
But isn't it the situation that Chiefs, that it seems that the players, it's not necessarily that they're bad, it's just that it seems they don't get told what they're meant to be doing.
I would buy that, but there's a pattern yesterday that showed me there's a clear instruction, and the players were trying to abide by it. It just came down to ability on the day, not general ability. There was a clear instruction: start the ball from the back. In as much as people are frustrated, we would say, you can't do it, kick the ball forward, what. But you can see, which there's a clear instruction. Peterson, don't just kick the ball long. Try and give it to the defense. And then not Castillo, but Umar is just not availing himself. I saw Bazamanyana, they got out, and then the midfielder passed it back to the defense. I thought, come on, gents. Why are you going back? Send for me. And then you find Upule Modi also looking to his left. Upule Modi, first half, I could see he wanted the wing back to bomb forward. Yeah. Because he kept coming in, hard receiver ball, and he would look on the outside and there would be no one. Because there was also a clear instruction that, you know what, guys, Stellenbosch wants to catch us on the counter. So fullbacks, just be economical with the runs that you'll be making forward, you understand? And it's an instruction that worked out well. Stellenbosch was not able to get in behind the defense. I don't remember any clear shot. There were shots that were coming through defense, but I don't remember Stellenbosch breaking Chiefs in any way. So defensively, I think we can, in as much as it might look generous, but we can credit the Chiefs, guys. They did well against a team that had plenty low block. They managed to seduce Stellenbosch to come out. And when Stellenbosch came out, they paid the price. Umodi was able to travel with the ball because there was no one. The strikers were far forward trying to handle the high press, and then the defense was there trying to play low block. I still say that was a horrible display from Stellenbosch, and if they do that against our teams, our planning, they want to get hammered. And I believe they were lucky against Pirates. If they employ that high press and low block at the same time, they will be hammered.
Okay, I'm gonna come back. Kaizer, what did you see about this match, my brother?
OT, what's happening?
What's wrong?
What's happening there, Penny?
I don't know. They hired a man. I can see, but I can't even break it down for you.
This man even he have any qualification where a ball or what he can coach? Or are we sure we'll see whatever qualifications that he is going to have, he has? Because what the hell is that? Well, okay. From yesterday's match, I've been crying about this. We've been crying about this. The structure in that middle field. How many times did we see Stellenbosch in our box, but it's number 6 I2? No one is attacking the man with the ball. We're all backing up to Usho, Palinga, Peterson. Why? Because I see a structure in that middle field. No one knows what their role is. Because still you should know it's okay. My role is to protect the defense. It is to screen this defense. But no, mabe shift two, mabe apambi two, mabe hlehla. No one. How many tackles did you see from number 6s? Now Castillo
didn't see much.
Didn't see no tackling, not even one. This is a committed tackle showing we want to win the ball plan. And what happened to playing with confidence? What happened with bossing the middle field? Umathi ngathi nkukhethelwe namanzi nkosi yami, I don't know whether unama-notes ka-coach that is threatening to leak or what. Angazi kwenzakalani lapha mina. Because in the last match, honestly, I was happy that Mokwena was brought in as right, because I thought we were going to play a flat 3 and then maybe invert Ulo Kunjan.
Uhlanti or Frostler.
Because Frostler can play, Frostler can defend. No, so another stroke. Snake or Bogaman is knee is they're not helping us with anything. They can't start to play, they can't defend. How many times must our keeper be exposed? If Stellenbosch was clinical, they would score at least 2 goals in the first half, because they were always exposing our goalkeeper. No one is committing to anything. No one is. Can they even speak one language? Are they speaking? Who gives instructions? Everyone is just playing and running wherever they want to run to. And no one is saying, okay, shift, look to your left, shift, let's move up, let's gain. Someone giving instructions, nothing. Even the coach is not giving instructions. See, is just to honor our fixtures. There's nothing he sends our background.
Yeah.
We can only hope for 2 things: that we lose the next 4 matches, we fire the coach, or these players gain confidence and we rely on individual brilliance. Because I saw Shabalala, he was able to throw about 2 fouls and we were able to attack because they are well drilled when it comes to free kick. Apparently, free kicks and corner kicks, they're very dangerous. So, and Mduduzi is gaining some confidence. So, actually, we are praying for 2 things. It's either we lose, we fire the coach, or these boys, they gain confidence and they can start making decisions by themselves, because obviously the coach is not giving anything. Because the coach is. Whatever plan we had is not working. Let's start playing. Let's start shooting from far. Let's do something. And that will only come with them gaining enough confidence to do that, to deviate from the coach's plan.
No, I'm going to come back. Let me go to Richie. Let's speak about Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch came into this game with a plan. Umalume Kuto mentioned it a little bit, where he said that they were pressing high, but simultaneously having a low block. And it seemed to put our defense under pressure, but at the same time stop our attacking players from getting forward. Can you speak about what Barker's plan? What should he feel hard done by the fact that they didn't win this game?
I don't think he should feel hard done, because wins you games. If you don't score, you won't win. You understand? It doesn't matter what beautiful football you can play, but if you don't score goals, you won't win games. The thing with Stellenbosch yesterday, I think it was a midfield battle.
Okay.
they didn't necessarily win the midfield battle, but they had stints in the game where they were all over us. You understand? Hence I said between Castillo and Mart, I don't know what is happening there. You understand? The other one speaks Portuguese, the other one speaks English. You understand? So it's like they're not functioning. You see? So the reason Umthetwa and Adams could get so far up the pitch, it's because our midfield, as you said, you get it, both of them are up top. No one is actually sitting there as a pivot. You understand? Both of them are up there, and no one is mastering, man. You know, no one is putting the authority in that midfield, because I feel like both of them are ball playing midfielders. But what Stellenbosch did right in this game was that they managed to put Chiefs under pressure at good times. You understand? You don't need to control the whole 90 minutes of the game. First 10 minutes of the game, they came. The next 10 minutes, they sat back. You understand? They gave us a chance. We didn't use our chance. Because if you check the goal of Pulo Body, it comes through midfield. You understand? At a time where they thought that we are sitting back. You understand? So what Adams and Tetwa did was, look, we know these guys, and they are waiting for us. They're not gonna play right. They're going to wait for us. So what we need to do is put them under pressure, and they did well. Barker did well in that aspect. It's just that Brendan Peterson was on top of his game yesterday, because you can't say that Stellenbosch didn't create opportunities. Stellenbosch created opportunities, could have been goals. You understand? It's just that on the day, Brendan Peterson was a marvel. He was beautiful. He won us the game. You understand? He won us the game, and as Potikucho said, give him his flowers. It's been a while since he gave us a top performance like that. You understand? Give him his flowers, but I feel Steve Barker he shouldn't be himself, man. He shouldn't. Thanks.
I just want to ask you though, before I let you go, that midfield, it's not the first time we've seen it. It's probably not going to be the last time we've seen that midfield lacks structure. Why then are the Chiefs coaches not changing anything? Why are they seeing something we're not seeing? What could be the reason that they're not structuring that midfield?
OT. I think the problem there is that the Chiefs coaches are very comfortable with who they have in that midfield. As I said to you, I don't feel any of the two midfielders that we are playing sixes are sixes.
Yeah, it's 2 8s.
We have it's 2 8s. We have a number 6 that's sitting on the bench which is Usamkelo. You understand? Play Usamkelo, and let Castillo go up. Let's see what Castillo brings if we give him that role of being a number 8. Because he likes going forward. He loves going forward. As for Mart, he needs to improve. He needs to improve. It's been now, I don't know, is it 6 games that we played, or 5 games that we played? We've had that 2 guys as our midfield. There's no fluidity. They're not gelling. They can't even put 2-3 passes together and then go forward. They can't do that. Which now bring the young boy Samkelo Zwane. even if I was the coach, I would throw in the deep end for the Sundowns game. Let him play. Let him play. Let's go toe to toe with Sundowns.
Okay.
Yeah, understand? Let us stop this thing of being scared. It kills me, man.
Okay. Little bit of Butari. Butari, you know, I like Ubaka because before the match versus Pirates, he said that he did his study. He saw which they play like this. He came up with a plan to counter them. Now you see him play against Chiefs, and you can tell that he saw that because there's no midfield at Kaizer Chiefs, he can do a thing I've never seen done. Press high, but also defend deep because there's nothing happening in the middle. What do you think of Baka? Should he feel bad that his team didn't win this game?
Definitely not, man. If you can check, it was a matter of Peterson saving Kaizer Chiefs. And as much as we don't like Peterson, but he has saved us the previous game. He has saved us against the previous game where, yes, he committed an error against Sundowns, but how many goals would we have considered? So for me, I think Baka did well. And again, you could tell that Baka had a plan and the players executing the plan. It was not his day yesterday, and unfortunately, Chiefs won. So for me, I think Baka did well. There's no need to feel back, going back to the drawing board, even though you're losing games. But if your team is winning, I feel like, if your team is playing that well and is training that well,
yeah,
you have something to work on than winning with no direction. I am not up for that. So, as for the midfielders, as for Kaizer Chiefs mid, I feel like the problem is not the players.
Yeah.
I beg to differ with. I feel the problem is the coaching. Let's be honest. If the problem was the players, if now as a coach you say to Castillo, I need you to be a stable six, or Mart, I need you to be a defensive six, a proper defensive six. Mart will say, if he doesn't play, sub him. Show him that what he's doing is not what is wanted. Sub him, play another player. I think a coach will do that. But if you don't see subs, you see them playing game after game, it means that they're doing what the coach is wanting them to do. So the problem is not the players. The problem is the coaching. The question is, does even practice? What are they practicing when they are there? What is their style of play? Because you see, as much as you blame the midfielders, what is the coach saying? How do you want your players to play?
I'm going to come back. Because I'm going to give that its own time. Malumekutso, you know, I complain about PSL coaches a lot, and I complain about them not adapting and them not studying and stuff. Here's a coach in Coach Barker who realized that in midfield achieve it's not there, or they're there, like I've said before, they're there to support. And he did that thing you mentioned about simultaneously pressing and playing deep. Should he feel hard done that they didn't get the job done in that first half? Because Chiefs, for all intents and purposes, under pressure at the back, and then in front, we weren't getting the ball up there, and if we did, they were winning the ball back. Should he feel a bit hard done with the result?
No, absolutely not. If he had gotten anything from yesterday's game, he would have gotten away with murder.
Okay.
Even if it was a point. You know, in football players are not machines. You don't program them and say, today you will think like this the entire 90 minutes. They have autonomous decision making, and they will expose you. At some point, a clever player will say, but it's a freeway here, which is how Chiefs got their goal. I will say, for me, I've seen him. And I say this with the greatest of respect and with the greatest of caution. And I stand to be corrected. I think he's a small team player.
Okay.
Because usually he sits on top of the defense. Yesterday, he had to move forward because also Castillo no Mart also said, okay, we're also going to sit. Which has been a trend for each Chiefs to say, we want to give you the ball. let's see what is going once you have the ball. You understand? So it might be a trap also from the Chiefs to allow the opponents to have the ball and then the ball will suffocate them. So Izolo, as I was watching the goal again, Umthetho was then up against something like 3 or 4 players. And by the time Umoyi, from a distance, played that pass to Umtanzani, the same Umthetho had to run, have a ground to try and get to Umtanzani. Umtanzani was like, okay, I'm just going to play this first time. And that time, Haidala first time, Umthetho is still going to Umtanzani. He has to hit the brakes, turn Ayoko mode. No one is pressing mode. Because the rest of the team, or deep next to the keeper. He would have gotten away with murder if he had done that and successfully so. And issue at 2-8, it's possible. Sundowns plays with 2-8. For me, personally, I don't see Mokwena as a 6. He can play as a 6, but he's not a 6. We know him being paired with Dean Fairman. He only took over because Dean Fairman wasn't there. Even now, he has cover from Rivaldo. Rivaldo pushes in and answers the ball. Then go Mokwena all over the pitch. I understand. So even Sundowns is playing 2-8 to some fancy 8. Even Pirates currently playing with 2-8.
Yeah.
It's just that the players and Chiefs are just not executing, and it's just really one player.
But isn't it also the instruction? Because the way I read it is that we're playing with 2-8s, but the difference between us and Pirates, your team, and Sundowns is that the 2-8s are meant to play the ball. Like you said, Rivaldo, Kutsia, Mokwena, Modiba jobs into there, but they play the ball with Abo Alenda. You have your 2-8s, Ndondlo runs the game. Manare is there for support, but Ndondlo runs the game. Everything goes through him. But at Kaizer Chiefs, it seems as though we've got 2-8s there, but now with the 2-8s, they're not meant to take the ball. They're not meant to carry the ball. They're not meant to pass the ball out to do anything. Hey, I've always said that it feels like our midfield is there to support and not to play. So when we're defending, they're there to support the defenders. When we're attacking, they're there to attack, to help out with the attackers. It's not necessarily that they're there to play the ball. Isn't that the big difference here?
I do not want to seem like I'm hammering the guy, because at some point he was one of my favorite upcoming players. Castillo does drop in sometimes and collect the ball.
But there's no central play. No central play.
The case in point is when against Sundowns got that goal against Chiefs, that offside goal. Castillo was trying to collect the ball from the defense. And that game, Castillo was playing as a 6 somewhat, or rather a more defensive 8.
The first few games,
Exactly. And then Umar had irresponsibility, which he also didn't do well. The responsibility to take the ball from the midfield into attack. So I think the coach is like, okay, Castillo, you want to move. Let's play you as the more offensive 8. And Umar Ahlale Lapa. But Umar is not collecting at all. Castillo has the ball. He tries to spray passes. Ahlale a long pass to the fullbacks, support. What's Mark doing? And Umar is a good player. I keep saying this because I've seen Umar when he was even giving the umpire Kuskukuni, getting into Bafana, taking long range shots. What is he doing for he is the only missing piece. If he can come alive, then at least the team will have something to say, okay, now Castillo can play with someone. And Tanzania had a horrible game. An extremely horrible game. Maybe they can beat that boy. It's just that that boy is lazy. If maybe they can give him the somewhat forward, the sharp point of the triangle in the middle, maybe he can make things happen for the Chiefs.
But we saw it in some of the games. I think it's the instruction. I know we want the play to be beautiful. I know we want to build in the middle, but I don't think Chiefs, the coaching staff is even remotely, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do that. I think the midfield is there to be bypassed, and I think that's why we're losing Abom Tanza and we're losing Abom Mart, because they're being asked to do things that they're not good at. You know, I gave your coach props because your coach doesn't make people do, like, if I'm going to put Ndondo in the center, I'm going to give Ndondo the ball. You get what I mean? I'm not going to say to Ndondo, you have to play some sort of 6/8, but you're not going to get it. I just want you to run around. I think it comes down to the instruction that's been given, because now I don't know what's going on there.
I saw Upule Modi yesterday. This is why I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to coach. Upule, when he was receiving the ball, as I said, he would look outside and see if the fullback is bombing down. But at some point, I heard Umulefin, I'm sure everyone saw that, when he went at Pule Modi to say, stay wide. And Pule wanted to go, alo pressure in the middle. And coach kept saying, Pule stay. Eventually he listened, and guess what? Stellenbosch passed the ball where Upule was facing a fullback, and I think the fullback played the ball outside. So imagine if Upule had just taken that decision and went, and Stellenbosch had passed that fullback would have been free. And you say, what's happening? So at times, and a level of arrogance, for lack of a better word, just does creep into players where they're like, I think I know better for the situation there, and they just overrun or neglect my instructions with our coach. I understand. But if it continues in this direction, then we can say it's definitely the coach. But I just want to give coach the benefit of the doubt, especially we switched the two guys. If you're not switched to Castillo, no Mar, then we would say to play. He's been satisfied with this, but he could see which Mart is not giving me anything else. And who else is available who can run box to box?
Oh, box to box achieves. Let me look at the bench quickly. But wait, I'm gonna come back, because I'm gonna come back. Let me just give the other guys some time as well. Tell me about Chiefs. Well, I'd asked the question about Steve Barker, but tell me about Chiefs. It doesn't seem like that midfield is meant to be a midfield. It doesn't seem like that. And Steve Barker, for the first half, took advantage of that because he could press up high, but also play a low block because there was nobody that was going to get to him in the middle. What do you think is happening there with Chiefs with these tactics for defenders, for midfielders and defense?
There is no tactic, number one. So whatever is happening in that midfield can't be part of any coach's tactics. Okay, so let me talk about the front four first. So we have Patrice, we have Mosimane, we have Pule, we have Mduduzi.
Yeah.
All very short players. What then do we need, Labo? We will need someone ozokwenza lento eyenziwa uCastillo against Sundowns, coming closer to the defense and collecting the ball and turning. Even if we make 10 mistakes and concede 10 goals, let's do that until we get it right. Because there is no one doing that. Number two, we need someone closer to Umdanzana. Because generally sikhuphula uMat or uCastillo, and then Mabekhuphula Umdanzana goes to the side. What's the point of
the
it?
wing.
He goes to the wing. So we're still not covering enough ground in the middle of the park. We're not doing anything. Instead of what Sigwa's Crowder, that midfield, and have at least 7 touches, man. 7, 8 touches to boost players' confidence. We don't have that. We play one, we are 10, we are Khanye because once a baller leaves the ground, it's a 50-50 ball. It's anyone's ball. And we can't compete in the air because we don't have the height. And Baka lost the match, but he can't blame himself. He totally closed that channel where Patrice can run behind the defense. There was no plan. The Chiefs couldn't do it. If you can close that against Chiefs, you are done. There's nothing else Chiefs can do. because bayasaba ukudlala. Ulokhundana Yusuf Mati kube kuya ngami, he wouldn't be in the starting 11 or in the 18 or even in the bus traveling. Like, we've tried. Sizamile. I think this is a point where we introduce a player like George Matlo or some girls next to Mdanzane. And then give a strict instruction to Castillo. Castillo protects the defense. Because if there's going to be teams taking shots at the edge of our 18 area and our number 6s are not fouling them or tackling them or doing anything, we're going to get a lot, we're going to consider a lot of goals. Okay, but for how long can they keep that up? Because some teams are much more clinical. Imagine Sundowns, or Miami finding themselves in those positions where they can shoot on the box. We are done. We are finished. There's nothing to do. So, coach, actually, no coach, let me not call me coach because there's no coaching that he does. Umlefanze must fix that midfield because for once at Kaizer Chiefs, I'm not going to blame our quality. We have enough quality to compete against anyone in the league. We can go pound for pound against Sundowns with the quality that we have and the right coaching.
But then why don't they do it? Because Ukuzo made the point, Malama Kuzo made the point about there was a swap. But I want to argue and say that we've watched this for quite a few games now where we've seen the obvious problems. Why then do we not see the changes? Why then do we still have to rely? Even the Golaga Modi, you could tell Guti, he saw that I need to play inside. And he forced himself inside to be closer to Mdanzane, took a shot and scored. Why then are our coaches, and maybe it's a PSL-wide problem, why are our coaches so stubborn and why don't they see some of the obvious things?
With our current coach, the reason why he will never see anything wrong is because he doesn't have a plan. For you to see something wrong, you must have a plan. And if it deviates from your plan, that's when you will see the wrong. So with him, like how he wants to play, he doesn't know. So how will he know if he sees the wrongs? How is he going to know if these wrongs are there? Because there's no plan. Mama Uban, who said earlier, we miss Uzwane. There's one ball was clear. What do we want to do? The execution was not theirs yet, but it was clear. The plan was clear. Yeah.
Okay. No, I hear you. Richie, I'm looking at the time. Can you give me your closing statements?
Yeah, man. I just want us for
Hey, okay. Are you still with me? Let's try that again, Richie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. I think we need against Sundowns because I think our focus is there for now. I think we need to change Mart and put Mart on the bench and bring in that boy Uzwane. That boy, I feel he can bring us some stability in our midfield, and the boy man. You understand? He's good technically. I won't physically. I don't know, but I feel for this game of Sundowns, Zwane and Elements, they need to play in that game. You understand? With Tanzania, I want to agree with The guys in the panel did say that he was horrible last night. It was horrible. There was no game, but I feel like for a game like Sundowns, we need his experience. We need him to bring a game. As much as we gave Mark so many chances, let's give him Tanzania some time. When it comes to our coaches, you can't go from a technical director to a head coach, man, or a development director, whatever that guy was, man. You can't, man. I still don't understand why they took Uzwane, Motaung or Arthur Zwane. For me, it still doesn't make sense. We haven't improved in the way that we were playing. We worse than last season, as Oproviso was saying. Last season, you could see, man, that Uzwane wants our team to play. He wants us to play. The end product wasn't there yet, but we as fans could see that, okay, man, there's hope. But this coach, I understand in his last press conference, he said we should, this is a work in progress, we should give him time. Until when? Do you understand? All of these coaches that are coming into Kaizer are asking for time. Until when, if we to chop and change coaches the way we are doing? You understand? It doesn't make sense to me. He has no clue. I don't want to say he has no clue in what he's doing, but he goes into a game with no idea. He doesn't have a philosophy. He doesn't have an identity. You understand? We don't know what NTSEKI's style of play is. You get what I mean? We don't know what style of play is, but the management of the club felt that has come and be our head coach.
Okay.
He is our head coach. Even sometimes, it feels like sometimes these guys are taken to school with the things they say in the press conferences. You understand? They, as you said, it's like he analyzes the game and then he just comes and speak on. Give the fans what the fans want. If you want to be happy at Chiefs, give the fans what the fans want. You understand? Okay. If we had coaches like Echtegral. Echtegral knew that I am a hard coach, but for me to be able to succeed here, I need the 12th win. You understand? So for Saturday, let's just play and let's play so that we can have some stability in this team, because our midfield shame.
Okay, no, thank you, brother. We're gonna speak about that thing proper tomorrow with the two matches coming up. Butari, closing statements for today.
Oh, Christ. As for me, I want to agree with the guys, but beg to differ to say that I feel like as the Kaizer Chiefs, and we should be honest with ourselves, there's no coaching. As much as we want to make the players, as much as we want to say, like what Richie said, I agree with the most of the things, but to say Tanzania was not available, yes, he was not available. Where was Tanzania supposed to do? You see what's happening with Chiefs is they saw Castillo that is good at when with the ball and is good with passing. They say, okay, Castillo, avail yourselves just to keep the ball forward because you can directly pass someone from a long range. Same thing as Uzwane. If Uzwane were to play, I mean, I'm talking about Umangea to some game. If Uzwane were to play, because the boy is good with the ball, the boy is able to pinpoint when he passes. Trust me, they'll make him do the same thing. They'll play, but give them ball when alone Uzwane to keep. For me, I feel like Kaizer Chiefs will be honest with themselves. And I think I did say this on the comments yesterday when we were watching along. I said, I saw Umushine to ground in the stadium, and which Chiefs can just call back Umushine to ground. Yes, I know most of the players they might have to exit,
Yeah.
but rest assured, our young players will get a chance and they will excel under Umushine to ground. He's a very hard coach, but he's able to use young players and he's able at least to play that decent football, that kind of structured football. Because right now, Unsiki, for me, he's a coach. Maybe he's an administrator. I don't think he's a coach. Maybe he's an administrator. That he does not agree that he's an administrator. But for me, I think he doesn't know what he's doing sometimes. For me, he gets lost in the game where, you see, if a game doesn't have a structure, you go to the second half. Second half, I was hoping to see a bit of structure and a bit of direction at what the team is trying to do. But yesterday, there was no direction. Yesterday, it was just a mess. And you realize that fans sometimes were unfair to Uzoane. And I still say, you never know how good a prophet is until they live your life. You never know how good someone is until they live your life. Now we realize that under Uzoane, we created a lot of chances. A billion of chances. And if you can look at these chances that we created under Uzoane, they come from playing. Uzoane were there creating those passes. Mduduzi was excelling. When he comes in, we had 10s, and the 10s were doing what the 10s were doing. And with Chiefs, I feel like if we were to give Unsiki time, we could have seen it on the preseason, because preseason, there's no betting there, whether you lose or not, whether you lose to net or not. There's no punishment. You're not losing anything. There, we were supposed to see that Unsiki, this is what he wants to do. But if during the season we didn't see what he was doing, why are we giving him a chance? Why is he doing? Guys, we have players right now I want to agree with. I don't know who Vizwe. Ati, now we have the players. There's no need to say we can't compete with Orlando Pirates. And my last comment is I want to agree with you. And I think when you mentioned that Rivero knows that Umufu King is a very skillful player. He's not going to run with the ball for long, but when he has the ball, he can hit one player and make a good pass, and he will keep on doing. So rather have Undlondo to give him the ball. Don't allow Mufu to drop that deep because he doesn't have the speed. He knows how to use the ball. He said to Mashwanga, you are skillful, you are fast, you can play the entire game. Just do what you have to do. Undlondo Mufu will give you the ball and you cook. Everyone in Lipasa, you are aggressive. You don't have to go deep and defend and collect the ball. When I just bully the defenders and find a way of scoring. Why don't we do that? And then I feel like what Rivero is doing is what Zwane tried to do last season until towards the end of the season, where he was forced to grind the results so that he can be in the top. But because what I'm saying is,
I'm just gonna have to do last bit because time wise, apologies, babe. We gotta just for time. Can you just give me that last statement?
Last season, when he played Orlando Pirates, not the last game, but when we beat Orlando Pirates, you could see that he's a 10 and we're playing well with him. So the previous game was off form. But Zwane knew that if I introduce Unzobo would give me stability. Zobo would make me play in between the lines. But our coach is he must go. I'm tired, I'm frustrated. But otherwise, I love you, man. Always.
Oh, no. Thank you, my brother. I think I'm going to close it, but let me give my final statements myself. Look, I think the problem at Chiefs is very simple for me. You need to pick a style of play and pick how you want to approach these matches. And what I mean by that is very simple. If you want to build the ball from the back, make the pitch smaller. Have Abomoti, Abopotsane come inside, right? Then you'll see some interplay. Then you might see the type of goal that Modi scored when Tanzania has people to help him. If you want to play expensive and play the ball behind players, then make sure that you set your team up to do that. Don't build so much, or don't take so much time getting the ball up because you want to take advantage. But if you're going to do half and half and have an open front, but then try build from the back, right? Then there's going to be an issue because the players are far away from each other. They're not going to know what to do, right? If you want to have a stabilized midfield, give them a structure. Tell them what you want to see from them, right? Guys, Kimang, if I look at Pirates, if I look at Sundowns, I can tell you what they're trying to do. Mfukeng up front is a skillful player. So we're going to take Mfukeng and say, play close to Masangwanye, and then we'll have Ndondo progress the ball up. Ndondo will get the ball. He'll play it to you. You guys will compress it a little bit, at least on the one side. You have somebody to play with on that side. Salenken running on the other side. Lepasa will be the striker, right? You have Sundowns. Ronwen Williams. Kudzia. Drop back. Get the ball. Give it to Allenda. Allenda go, right? You can play it with Uzwani. They make the field smaller, right? But the Chiefs, it's only half and half. And we think that that's going to give us something. That's why players get lost. Tanzania is not used to playing in a team where he doesn't have partners that he can play the ball with. You know, then maybe release a striker. He's running on the wing. Castillo and Mart, nobody is playing at the base of the midfield. So both of them either go or both of them are here. When they both go, there's nobody to play centrally because Tanzania, you've sent him out to the wing. And it's not going to be just Tanzania. We've seen this happen with Ngobo. We've seen this happen with Tanzania now, right? We're probably going to see it happen with Shabalala. Shabalala found himself crossing balls at the corner of the pitch. So we need to instruct the players on what they need to do. And the example I always use is Rivero, because Rivero looked at his squad and said, guys, I can see what each of you are good at. So I'm not going to go and try create a whole different type of style of play and whatever. I'm going to create a style that fits each and every one of you, and your strengths. But then now we're sitting here and we're watching players playing out of position. We're watching players not knowing exactly what they're meant to do. Our midfield is literally support. It's literally support. Extra men when we're attacking, extra men when we're defending. Nothing to do with you guys playing the ball. So now we're losing those guys, and you're like, do the coaches not see this? It's not the first time we've seen this. And I want us to get away from the idea that the players are the ones that are the problem. The players are not the problem. We've seen plenty of good players come to Kaizer Chiefs. We've seen plenty of good players get chances, die at Kaizer Chiefs, because we're not playing them to their strengths. And also we're not figuring out what we want to play. Literally, all Barker had to do in the first half, all Barker had to do yesterday was to say, I'm going to press you guys because your defenders are not comfortable with the ball, but I'm going to defend deep. Literally didn't care about the middle. It's only when he was now trying to chase the game and we were 1-0 up and there was a red card that we saw them do something. But for the most part, guys, when you're looking at that game, these players are not comfortable. They don't know what they're meant to be doing. Abanye are just standing there. Tanzania is sacrificed. The example I used earlier about the Sundowns, right? We defended deep versus the Sundowns. Fine, great plan. You came in, you defended versus Sundowns. But then you sacrificed two players because they didn't know what they were meant to be doing. Chivavaro Dupri, they didn't know what they were meant to be doing. So we need to come with a full plan. But just to close things off, for me, 3 points is in the bag. So that's all I want. 3 points has been deposited. We've got 2 wins in the 2 games that we've had. Very, very, very ugly individual brilliance type wins, but wins nonetheless. We just have to, guys, I don't know, NTSEKI needs to start coaching. We need to start seeing actual coaching at Kaizer Chiefs. We're not going to see, we must stop pining for players. We must stop harassing players and things. We must see a plan from the coaches and then play the plan. Say what you want about Ernst Middendorp. He didn't play beautiful football, didn't play on the ground, but he had a plan that we knew and we could understand, and you could tell that the players knew exactly what they were meant to do. We're watching Pirates. You can tell that the players know exactly what they need to do. We're watching Sundowns. Very complex things that are being asked from them, but you can tell exactly what they're trying to do. At Chiefs, you don't know if they even get coached about these things. You know, it's good to have set play coaching. You can tell that they worked on their set pieces. But in the middle of the game, hi guys. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, I'm here. So I'll join you guys tomorrow at 12:30 too. Please follow if you have not followed, and also follow the Facebook and YouTube accounts as well. There's other really cool soccer content that we have there, and you can watch the previous conversations that we've had over there. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the guys on Facebook as well for being there with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30. Oh, thank you to Umto Star. Thank you so much for subscribing.